Hello, everybody. This is Sohan again from Think Chess. Sorry for the slight delay in releasing this episode 4. But now today's discussion is a very important when you form a chess combination. Apart from finding good moves and tactics and some nice sacrifices, sequence of the moves is very important. So today's title for Attacking My Way is episode 4, sequence. So not only in chess but in your normal life as well, the sequence is very important. The first thing, let's go back to chess. So when you think of any chess position, first important thing is the idea. You see a beautiful idea, you see, okay, what can be done, or like what is the main core idea. Then after the first step of the core idea, you need a plan to execute it. Just dreaming about a good idea is nothing. It is just a fantasy. But if you want to make a fantasy real, you need the second step, and that is executing the brilliant idea. So here the sequence of the moves is very important. And when I was mastering, of course, I am still mastering attack, but in my younger days, when I was trying to get more of this knowledge, I constantly realized that the sequence is so important. Many times it happens like you do the second move first, and suddenly you say, "Arey, no, I didn't want to do that move. First, I want to do this." Then this little things is actually, it creates a very deep effect. So the sequence is very important, like which move first, which move second, then what should be followed next is very important. So let's start with this simple position. It's white's turn to play, and naturally white is winning. You have beautiful rooks and you have a killer pawn. So white is winning, no doubt about it. Now the question is how? Okay, whenever I say okay, please do pause and think. So here, yeah, naturally the G7 is the soft square. So you will just say, oh, just magic and make your own pieces disappear. You can play Queen G7 checkmate. So basically, right now you don't need these pieces as of now. So you want to make them vanish. So you will sacrifice somewhere, and we have options like this, like this. We can sacrifice. So how will you make them disappear? Okay, so one idea is to play rook takes f7 and somehow move this rook, and queen g7 is mate, right? Okay, so how will you start? Okay, so the idea of going to g7 is number one. Now number two is forming the sequence. Now the sequence is you need to sacrifice this rook and that rook, right? So first, will you sacrifice this rook? Why, I don't know, like this. You have options. Or first this. So the sequence, problem of choice is important. The first step, you are qualified. You have qualified, like, yes, the idea is correct. The second idea is the sequence. So now calculate yourself which one should you, put it in order. Right. You could play rook at 7, but the problem is rook at 7, king at 7. And now after rook at 7, I don't think there is mate yet. After, oh, I think it is. Yeah. Sorry. I think this is winning. Wait. So if I play king at 7, it's winning, but I think I can play knight here. And after this move, this is queen c2 is mate, by the way. I'm not going too much details into black's attack. It's up to you. So you need this, somehow this rook, a flying rook, throw somewhere so that this queen is ready to pounce on g7. So you can play something like this, but the problem is mate is coming. So you will play rook c5 first, throw the rook, and you are threatening mate. But the problem is now black can play rook g8. And suddenly this is not winning. After rook c4, I can play rook g1 check, and this is hanging. So all the beautiful idea, everything is vanished. Why? Because the sequence was not correct. Now we need to go back again and don't rub the idea altogether. Instead, change the sequence. So, so now it's 50-50. So the first we need to throw this rook and the move is rook c5. Now we throw this rook and now there is no rook g8 by the way. So either queen takes and now the idea of playing rook at 7 is made. So rook at 7 and thank you. This is checkmate. Okay, it looks so easy, but if you're a gambler, then it is 50-50. But if you want to work out really good, then you cannot just take a chance. You need to analyze both the moves. So not rook at 7, but first rook c5, same idea, but just the correct sequence. I think I should name it the correct sequence rather than the sequence. Okay, I hope you understood exactly what is a sequence. This was an extremely basic level example. Many times you are tested in a limited time which one is correct. And also one more thing, it is also possible that sometimes any move order works. So, but it's your job to see which one is the correct. Okay, so we move on to the next one. We are going to discuss two examples. As I have discussed from the first video, I'm not going to overburden or crowd it with examples. I want to make it more informative, trying to make it entertaining as well. But the ideas which I wanted to share should be clear, and I should give it sufficient time. So yeah, let's move on to the next one, and we'll flip the board. It's black's turn to play. First, think what is the right idea. Step one. Only sequence. Sequence is part two. Part one is finding the good idea. Okay, black is winning. Find a win. Okay, if you have paused it, then you could have found the idea. So the idea is related between this point, and the king. So these guys are going to come into action. So it is like these are the team players who are going to hit the goal. Okay, part one done. Now, how will you execute the idea? Okay, so the one plan is to play bishop h2 check, and after knight h2, whoops, I can play check, and after this is mate. Easy, right? But the sequence, which one is the correct sequence? I mean, the idea is right. I told you, ef2 and bishop h2 idea. But now the problem is, can you find the problem of bishop h2? Yeah, the problem of bishop h2 unfortunately is white can go king h1. Uh-oh. And now the knight attacks the queen. And if you play knight f2, sorry, ef2, I can just play knight h4, and this is not a mate. Thank you very much. Okay, so the problem of bishop h2 check is king h1. And suddenly you thought that taking first f2 or taking h2 is the same thing, but it is not. Even though it looks same, the idea is same, it is not. So bishop h2 problem is king h1, and I don't know, maybe something like this. Now, is it possible for me to take this? Yeah, why not? And now knight f2 is answered by. The whole idea is crashed. So the bishop h2 is a problem. I mean, it's a problem. It's not working. So naturally, the right move order, the right sequence is ef2 check. Okay, and if you play rook f2, okay, it's not queen f2. The move is bishop h2 check. Now, and after king h1, it's knight f2 mate. If you play king f1, queen f2 is mate. And if you play king h1, then knight g3 is mate. So sometimes beautiful idea, simple win, all sorts of things are missed by slight carelessness in the part 2, that is the sequence. Sometimes you are even lazy to actually see the difference. We don't have a critical approach. What happens is when you see a good idea, we are so much happy with ourselves. We say, it's winning, beautiful, everything. And we are not that professional in part 2. We are very careless. And that costs you very badly. But after the loss, no one cares. Literally, no one cares why you lost. The result is you lost. And the results are updated in a cruel manner, even though you lost a winning position. So I hope this brings small light on the sequence. Perhaps I will come up with some little examples in part 2 soon. But as of now, I wanted to throw a light on the idea of move orders and the correct sequence. So make sure that you are not hasty and you find the right move order. Thank you for watching this small video. This was a small episode, I think, of finding the correct sequence. I hope you get your sequence right, not only in chess, but in your life too. Thank you. See you soon. Bye bye.